The New York State Senate is the upper house of New York State Legislature, convening in Albany, New York. For the 40 years preceding 2008, Republicans, despite having a 3-2 numeric disadvantage in the state of New York, held control of the chamber. In the latter part of the 20th century and the early part of the 21st century, Joseph Bruno, an upstate Republican, was majority leader. Yet with the ascension of Barack Obama of Illinois to the presidency, Democrats across the country swept into political office. Here, the rising tide lifted all boats, and Republicans finally took back control of the New York State Senate. Their minority leader had been Malcolm Smith, and he was the first choice as majority leader. Yet problems quickly arose. The Gang of Four, as they became known, refused to vote for Malcolm Smith, and they held out for as long as possible. Eventually, though, Smith became majority leader. One of the Gang of Four, here in Montserrat, and another, Pedro Espada Jr., both the Democrats from New York City, were not happy. After only 6 months of Democratic control, they revolted to the Republican Party, creating a power struggle. In the coup, Democrats now held an actual minority, 32-30, despite the fact that there were 32 Democrats. The new majority leader was Dean Skelos, a Republican from Long Island. And the new president pro tem was actually a Democrat who was now caucusing with the Republicans. Chaos ensued. Democrats refused to accept the vote because they had actually technically adjourned the Senate. They also argued that many of the Republicans did not follow proper procedural techniques when actually having the coup. Both sides went to court, and judges in the state of New York refused to intervene, arguing that it was incumbent upon the politicians to resort the problems themselves. Yet, New York City Democrats quickly coalesced around Senator Montserrat, trying to nudge him back into the Democratic fold. They switched leadership from Malcolm Smith to Senator John Sampson, also of Queens. With the ascension of Sampson as caucus leader of the Democrats, Montserrat came back to the Democratic fold, and there was a 31-31 split. Democrats, Republicans, voters across the state were furious. Protests quickly erupted in Albany, arguing that the Senate was not for sale and that no one, except for the people, had proper business in front of the Senate. Yet with the 31-31 split, it's incumbent upon the lieutenant governor to break a tie-casting vote. Yet there was no lieutenant governor because Eliot Spitzer had resigned in disgrace after his debacle with a call girl, and thus the former lieutenant governor, David Paterson, was elevated to the role of governor. Paterson tried to intervene, forcing the Senate to come to an extraordinary session, which extraordinarily failed. Paterson's leadership proved impotent as the Senate lay wasting for over 2 weeks as both sides bickered back and forth. As of June 25th, the extraordinary session has accomplished nothing. The 31-31 stalemate appears to be in complete disarray. The state of New York is in shambles. The people of New York are in shambles. Where the state Senate will go, no one knows. Hopefully